I'm still here, but the man you knew is gone. I had to lose myself just to learn to carry on. If you're wondering why I don't smile like I did, I didn't survive all that pain just to stay who I was. I remember staring at the ceiling at 3, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. Everybody said you'll be fine, just breathe, but nobody heard what was screaming underneath. I learned how to say I'm good without thinking, learned how to laugh while my whole world was sinking, learned how to shake hands while my confidence broke, learned how to swallow every word I never spoke. I had people around me and still felt alone, had a place I could sleep but it never felt home, had dreams in my chest but they felt out of reach, and every mistake had a lesson to teach. But I hated the lesson, I hated the scars, hated the nights when I questioned my heart, hated the mirror cause every reflection looked like a man losing every direction. I kept asking God, how much can I take? Kept waking up wondering how much was fake. How many people really cared when I fell? How many disappeared when they knew I wasn't well? I stopped explaining because nobody listened, stopped asking for help because pride kept me distant, and somewhere between being broken and numb, I forgot who I was before all this had begun. Then one night I finally understood. Maybe I wasn't losing myself, maybe I was losing the version of me that couldn't survive what came next. So I stopped chasing the person I used to be, stopped begging old memories to come rescue me, stopped trying to rebuild what was never that strong, stopped calling familiar places where I didn't belong. I had to admit I was part of the problem. Some wounds weren't from people, I carried them constant. I blamed every person who walked out the door, but never asked why I kept becoming so hard to love anymore. That question hurt worse than the answers I found, because sometimes the enemy isn't standing around. Sometimes it's the voice in your head every night that tells you you're finished before you even fight. I believed it for years, that's the part nobody sees. Not the tears, not the fear, not the nights I was begging myself just to breathe. They see the comeback and call it a miracle. They don't see the years that made it impossible. They see the confidence, don't see what it cost. They see me standing, don't see what I lost. I'm still here, but I'm not the same. I walked through fire and forgot the flame. I lost some people, I lost some days. I lost a man who was scared to change. I'm still here, but I'm not the same. I carry scars with a different name. You can call it broken, I call it proof. I survived the version of me that wanted to lose. I used to think strength meant never breaking, never admitting your hands were shaking, never telling anybody you couldn't go on, never letting them know when your confidence was gone. Now I know strength can look like crying, closing the door and finally stop hiding, saying I need help when your ego says no, taking one more step when you've nowhere to go. I had to bury expectations I couldn't fulfill, had to stop living according to somebody else's will, had to separate love from needing approval, had to understand that rejection ain't proof you're a failure. I spent too much time trying to prove I was worthy to people who only came around when it served them. I gave them my energy, gave them my trust, then blamed myself when they turned it to dust. But pain has a strange way of showing the truth. It takes away everything you thought you knew. It strips every mask until there's nothing to hide, and asks you one question: who are you when nobody's watching? I didn't have an answer, not at first. I sat with the silence, and the silence hurt, cause when the noise disappears, you finally hear yourself. I heard fear, I heard anger, I heard regret, I heard every promise I made to myself and every promise I broke. But underneath all of it, I heard something else, a voice saying, you're not finished. That sentence changed everything. Not because my problems disappeared, because for the first time I stopped waiting for my problems to disappear before I decided to keep living. So I started small, one morning, one choice, one promise, one step. I stopped needing the whole world before taking the next one. Yeah. I started respecting the man in the mirror, even when I didn't like everything I saw there. Cause growth isn't pretending you never made mistakes. It's finally becoming honest about the ones you can't erase. I apologize to people I hurt. I forgave people who never apologized back. I stopped carrying old conversations like they were luggage strapped to me. He wants to know what changed. Nothing. Everything. I did. I stopped asking permission to become somebody new. Stopped shrinking myself so somebody else could feel comfortable too. Stop confusing being humble with hiding my light. Stop thinking that suffering was the price of doing right. I don't need revenge, I need results. I don't need applause, I need peace. I don't need everybody to understand me. I just need to understand myself. That's different. I used to chase validation like oxygen. Now I can breathe when nobody mentions my name. I used to measure my worth by the people who stayed. Now I measure it by the promises I keep to myself every day. That's the comeback, not the money, not the numbers, not the lights, not the crowd. The comeback is waking up and not hating the person you became. The comeback is looking at your past without wanting to become your past again. The comeback is realizing you can miss who you were without going back to who you were. I used to pray for my old life back. Now I understand why I didn't get it. Because the life I was begging for would've required me to remain the person who was destroying himself inside it. So let it go. Let the old version breathe. Let the mistakes become memories. Let the people who left stay gone. Let the doors that closed remain closed. Some doors didn't close because you weren't good enough. Some closed because you would've stayed too long. I know that's hard to hear. I know I spent years looking for an explanation from people who had already moved on. But eventually I realized I was keeping myself prisoner inside a courtroom when nobody was coming to testify. So I dismissed the case. I stopped prosecuting myself. I stopped replaying every mistake. Like punishment could change history, it can. Yesterday doesn't need another apology. It needs a lesson. And today doesn't need perfection. It needs movement. So I move even when I'm afraid. Especially then, because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's refusing to let fear make the decision. If you knew me before all this, you might not recognize me. And honestly, that's okay. Cause I don't want to be recognized by the version of me who almost gave up. I want to be remembered by the version who stayed. The one who kept walking. The one who got back up without knowing where the road ended. The one who finally realized that being alive wasn't the finish line, it was the opportunity. So if you're listening right now, and you're hiding what you're going through, I need you to hear me. You don't have to have everything figured out tonight. You don't have to become a completely different person tomorrow. Just don't abandon yourself, because today hurts. One day, you're gonna look back at this exact version of yourself and realize this was the night you started becoming somebody new. I'm still here, that's the headline. Not because I never fell, because I fell and refused to stay there. I'm still here after the nights I couldn't sleep, after the people I couldn't keep, after the dreams I couldn't reach, after the words I wish I never said, after the versions of myself I had to bury instead. I'm still here. And maybe that's enough for somebody listening alone tonight. Maybe you don't need another motivational speech. Maybe you just need somebody to say, I know it hurts, but don't make a permanent decision about a temporary chapter. Your story isn't finished because this chapter is ugly. Your future isn't canceled because your past was painful. And your worth doesn't disappear because somebody failed to recognize it. I know, because I spent years trying to prove my worth to people who couldn't see it. Now, I don't need them to see it. I see it, and that's enough. The biggest thing I learned, the biggest thing I learned, you don't become stronger when life stops hurting. You become stronger when the pain stops deciding who you are. So So here's to every night I thought I'd never survive. Here's to every morning I still open my eyes. Here's to every person who left and taught me release. Here's to every mistake that eventually taught me peace. Here's to the old me, I don't hate him. He was doing the best, he knew how he made mistakes. He trusted wrong people, he stayed too long. He ran when he should've stayed, he stayed when he should've left. He broke things, he broke himself, but he kept breathing. And because he kept breathing, I'm here. I owe him something, not shame, not punishment. I owe him forgiveness, because without every mistake I wouldn't know what growth feels like. Without every loss I wouldn't understand what matters. Without every dark night I wouldn't recognize the light. I'm still here, but the person you knew is dead. I buried that version somewhere inside my head. I smiled through the pain just to keep people calm. Now I wear every scar like a map on my palm. I don't talk about the nights when I almost broke, or the weight in my chest every time that I woke, or the conversations I had with myself in the dark, trying to find just the reason to keep one more spark. Yeah. Everybody saw me, but nobody knew me. They saw what I showed, never saw what consumed me. I mastered the art of pretending I'm fine while losing my mind, one quiet night at a time. I blamed every person who walked out my life, blamed every failure, every loss, every fight. But somewhere inside I knew I had to confess. Some of my deepest wounds came from my own decisions. I kept chasing approval from people who changed, kept calling it loyalty while standing in chains, kept giving my heart to whoever would ask, then wondering why I was empty at last. I thought being strong meant refusing to fall, never admitting I needed somebody at all. So I carry my problems like bricks in a bag, then wonder why every step felt like dragging the past. I lost friendships, I lost trust, I lost sleep, I lost time, I lost pieces of myself, trying to make everybody else's life alright. And that's when it hit me. Maybe I wasn't supposed to get the old me back. Maybe the old me was the reason I couldn't move forward. Yeah. So I stopped running from everything I become, stopped wishing my past could be suddenly undone. Started looking in the mirror without turning away, started forgiving myself for the choices I made. I don't need to forget what happened to heal, I just need to stop letting yesterday tell me what's real. Because pain can explain you without becoming your name, and losing yourself doesn't mean you're destined to stay the same. I used to ask, why did this happen to me? Now I ask, what can I become because it happened? That question changed my life. Stop waiting for an apology, stop needing closure from people who abandoned me. Stop checking no messages just to reopen the wound. Stop guessing their relationships to give me a reason to bloom. Some doors closed cause I wasn't meant to return, some bridges burned because I finally had to learn. Some people leaving was painful but necessary, because staying around them kept the worst parts alive in me. Now I walk different, not because I'm fearless, cause I've already met the version of myself that fear almost destroyed. I know what rock bottom sounds like, I know what loneliness tastes like, I know what it's like to laugh with everybody and go home feeling like nobody would notice if I disappeared. But I noticed, I stayed, and that's something. Maybe that's the part nobody celebrates, not the comeback, not the success, not the moment everybody starts believing. The real victory was waking up on the days when I didn't believe in myself and still choosing tomorrow. I'm still here, that's the proof. Still breathing through memories I thought would bury me. Still fighting through thoughts that tried to convince me to leave. Still carrying scars I don't need to hide anymore. Still walking through doors I was terrified to open before. I don't want my old life back, I want the life I was too broken to imagine. I want peace without feeling guilty for it. I want love without wondering when somebody will quit. I want dreams without apologizing for wanting them. I wanna look at my reflection and finally understand it. And if somebody says you changed, I'll tell them, yeah, that's what surviving did. Because I'm not interested in becoming who I was, just because people miss the version they understood. I outgrew some habits, I outgrew outgrew some people, I outgrew some fears, and I outgrew the belief that suffering was all I deserved. So if you're listening right now, and you're carrying something nobody sees, if you're exhausted from pretending you're okay, if you feel like the person you used to be is disappearing piece by piece, don't panic. Maybe you're not disappearing, maybe you're becoming. Maybe the reason everything feels unfamiliar is because you're finally leaving the life that was never meant to hold you forever. I still have bad days, I still get angry, I still remember, I still hurt. But the difference is, the pain doesn't get to introduce me anymore. I introduce myself. I'm the one who stayed, I'm the one who mourned, I'm the one who fell apart and put the pieces back together differently. So no, I'm not the same, and I don't wanna be, because the man I used to be would have apologized for surviving. The man I am now is grateful he did. I thought surviving meant finding my old self again. Then I realized the greatest comeback was becoming someone my old self would be proud to meet.